Hello, hope everybody's doing well. This is Rick in 8SDR, and I'm going to do a quick video with the new version of OE3IDE TCI Cluster Bridge. This will be version 1.1.43, which came out here February 14th, 2025. The new version has a new feature in it that will allow you to use the cluster bridge as a actual Telnet server itself. So you can set it up to connect to Telnet servers, have it collect those spots, and then use the bridge as well as a Telnet server service to connect to your logging application cluster. So kind of handy. Let's get over to the other screen here, and we'll show you where you can get this software from. This will work with TCI applications. So Thetis running TCI, the Anons, the Hermes Lights, should work with EESDR as well via TCI. And I'm not positive about this, but it seems to me like one of the newer versions of Power SDR may have had TCI in it. I'm not positive about that, so don't hold me to that one. But anyways, you can grab the software from Ernst's website. So OE3IDE.com. Really nice website, by the way. If you guys have never been over here, it's laid out very, very nice. Nice graphics. Um, just spend some time over here on his site when you're over here downloading stuff. There's a lot of really neat stuff over here. Anyways, the application is going to be underneath his software tab, and it's the TCI Cluster Bridge. And then you're going to want the new version, which came out again today, 1.1.43. And then this is where he talks about that the Telnet output in the DX cluster format, so you can use it as a DX cluster server in your logger. Yeah. So, and again, for that setup acting as a Telnet server out to your logger, he does note in here that there is no show DX commands or anything. The only thing that's there is the buy and exit for dropping the connections. Okay. You can do the commands individually in TCI Bridge, so I'll show you how to do that. So once you get this downloaded and installed, it's pretty simple to configure and set up. So let's get over to that screen. I've already got mine set up. By the way, if you're using a previous version of the software, you can just install it right over the top of that one, and all the new features will just be implemented in there. And you should see the new version number then too. So I have my under setup. You're going to put if you've not used this before. Most of the time, if you're connecting this with TCI, the connection is going to be your local address. So 127.0.0.1, aka the loopback, and then whatever port number you've set up in TCI as well. So for me, I'm using 40001, and that information is in my Thetis box over here underneath serial network and the network tab. Sorry, my voice is starting to go for some reason. So I'm binding port 127.0.0.1 and our IP, and then the port number I'm using is 40001. And then you can enable the, if you need to, the expert modes, the sun modes as well. So I'm going to, and you already see spots are starting to populate up here. We close this. So the next thing you would do after you set the TCI connection, you would enter your Telnet clusters, and you can just click on these and then edit them. Just type in whatever you need to do for your actual Telnet server that you want to use, and the port number for it. If that individual Telnet server is one that requires a password. You can enter the password in here, and then you can set these up to auto connect when the program launches itself. I've chosen to do that, so mine just automatically connects. Lots of filtering options in here. You can hide modes, you can hide bands, you can hide continents, you can hide continents from which the spot was posted. So I'm hiding everything except for North American, because the guys in North America are the ones that are going to make a lot of the posts for most of the guys running or that they're working outside of North America. So that's the way I have mine set up. And then you can hide continents, like I said, by DX. There is also a PST rotor command service in here as well if you're using the PST rotor software application. And there is a map overlay you can pull up that creates an HTML map with rendering of the spots on a map. You can also add a renderization of the International Space Shuttle as well. So as an example, I'll pull that up real quick. So you can do, after you set this up and you get your longitude and latitude in there, which you'll need for location for the space shuttle from you. You can hit generate and copy URL. Once you do that, you can open this up in a web browser. You should just be able to cut and paste this in there. Copy and paste, I should say. Minimize this. So there's the spots that I've so far that the clusters have that I'm attached to have reported. And here's the track of the space shuttle and the current location. So pretty neat. Close this, get back over to why we over here doing the video. So in the video, or excuse me, in the TCI Bridge app, there is a new feature that's Telnet output. This will allow the bridge to act as an actual Telnet server, so you can connect all of your spots that you're in the bridge utility and have those go to your logging software cluster spots. So I've got this again set up, means all my logging applications that use clusters in them are on my local PC. So I'm going to use 127.0.0.1, and I've created port number 7375 as the port that information will be sent out on. So as an example, I'm going to do this in log4om. This will work in any logger that has clusters in which you can enter manually set up a cluster, which should be all of them. I do know that this works in N1MM. I did set that up earlier. So all of the spots that I get collected here will show up in N1MM as well as be posted up on my display here behind it. So in the pan adapter itself. But let me get over to screen number 2 and we'll bring up log4om. So bear with me 1 second here while I launch log4om and we go over to my other screen. This will be interesting to see what happens here. Hopefully this will work. Come on. Go. Oh, great. Nothing like doing a video and being notified that there's a new version. Okay, that's fine. So in log4om, I'm going to go to the Connect tab. I'm going to pull up my Telnet clusters. And hopefully you guys can see this. Underneath the connection, I have added a cluster itself for TCI. I called it TCI Bridge. And I think I got to stop this in order to do it. Let's see. I think it'll allow you to edit this while it's connect. No, it won't. Disconnect here. And then let's go to the connection. We should be able to edit this now. Okay. So like I said, I added a new server. To do that in log4om, you would just click the plus sign, and then you'll get this box to add a server. So you can give it a name. Again, it's on my local PC, so I'm going to use 127.0.0.1, and I'm going to use the port number that I set up for the Telnet server in TCI Bridge, which was 7375. So once you have that information in there, you should be able to use just a basic script here, and you would want to, well, in log4om, you would want to add this to your active servers, and if it's the only one you're running, and probably would be because you would filter all of your other clusters through TCI Bridge, make it the primary, and we should be able to hit connect here again, and should connect, hopefully. Come on, there we go. So we're connected, and you'll see that this is pulling these from 127.0.0.1 and port number 7375. So all of the clusters that I'm currently connected to in the TCI Bridge app are being filtered through the TCI Bridge filters that I have set up, and then shot over here to log4om in the client cluster. So let's close this. I should be able to bring up my should be able to bring this up, I think. We're filtering by mode in this, so hopefully this will work. These spots should start slowly appearing over here. All new ones, anything that's new should show up in here. Hopefully that filter's on. Got it on mode lock. Let's undo mode lock. There we go. Okay, so I'm only filtering by band. So all of these are in here. You'll see that they're coming from 127.0.0.1, and again, the port number that I've set up in TCI Bridge is port number 7375. So all of those are spots that are shown up here. They will match the spots in TCI Bridge. And let me go back over to my first screen, flipping back and forth here, so bear with me. All those spots are going to show up here too in the pan adapter as I go through here. So there's the list of all those spots. So if I click on these, theoretically, it should, I believe, populate them in log4om. Possibly. Let's find out. Let me minimize my OBS again and get you guys back over on my second display. Sorry, lots of flipping back and forth here. Let's find out if this will work. Yes, it does. And it should, because those spots are clustered down here, as well as log4om being a TCI client connection as well. So regardless if I click on them on the pan adapter overlay or if I click on them from the cluster, it should all be tied together, which is a big plus for things that don't write back. Log4om does, but M1MM and a few other logging applications don't actually put the spots back over on your pan adapter window. So if you do this like I've described and just add the TCI cluster and turn on the Telnet server option in there and give it a IP address and a port number, and then you use that port number and IP address in setting up a cluster in N1MM, then the spots are going to show up on your pan adapter, and they're also going to show up in N1MM in the utility for clusters there as well on that band map, and on the UDP spectrum display if you've got that turned on as well in N1MM. It should all show up over there. So I hope you guys find this video useful and helpful. And thanks, Ernst, for the new version. Much appreciated. And you all have a fantastic day and weekend. And I'm going to say 73 for now. This is N8 SDR. See, I almost did N1MM. That would have been bad, wouldn't it? You guys have a great day. I'll catch you later.